Real estate is local, real estate is seasonal. Okay, so obviously we all know the spring, summer, fall, and of course winter. Spring is when we start seeing a lot of properties hit the market and start going under contract. Summer, you even see more houses go under contract. People want to sell during the summer when they have their vacations. They want to go ahead and align themselves into the next house, be ready for the next school year. They didn't want to interrupt the previous school year. So you have that 3-month window. Okay. Fall is typically you see a little lull from the end of summer to the beginning of fall, and then it picks back up. And winter here in South Carolina is not as bad, but you hear, how tougher it is in winter, but you got to think about places like Michigan, New York, places where all of a sudden there's a foot of snow halfway through, half of the summer. I mean, half of the winter, and honestly, I could be wrong, maybe a lot more than a foot of snow. But you get the point that there's other reasons for other markets. Here, not as much takes place, but the winter isn't as bad as other parts of the country. Here's the part that I've noticed throughout my real estate career. And this is the part you're not going to hear anywhere. It's just, I really try to pay attention to trends. The end of the August time frame, July was the time to get under contract. August are the closings. I've been predicting that based on the interest rates rising, everything trails in real estate. We are now just starting to enter the peak part where we're going to see, what's modifying, what's changing. All of a sudden, the people who were quoted at one interest rate and it bounced up because they didn't get their rate locked in time, they're going to be surprised and they may not be able to close. All of a sudden, if they don't close and a seller is under contract on another property and they're stressing out and they're like, oh no, I've heard all about the interest rates. I hope the market stays up before we get this thing closed. They lose their contract. That's the most motivated seller you can come across, guys. Their house looks good enough in the fact that it's been under contract and it probably went under contract with multiple offers. Now they're scared. You can get in there with less competition. There are strategies in place we can do together. And that's really going to be this week and next week, you would think is going to be a lot hotter than it really is because everyone is squeezing in. What do I have to do to get ready for school? What vacations can I take before the school year starts? Heck, I was almost at Hilton Head. I decided I'd stay in town just because I still have a lot to do. But went last week to Dollywood, took my son. We had a blast. Me, my mom, and my son. Was going to go to Hilton Head, kayak a couple of times the last few days. The summer's ending. We're all trying to fit in the fun activities. But right now, if you've been looking and you're serious, reach out to me, please, because we got some strategies in place where we can inquire, try to get you in on a property where there's no other competition at this moment. And what I would suggest is pay attention to what falls through and what's under contract, but maybe went under contract more than 30 days ago. Because at that point, deals tend to, if they're going to fall through, people sometimes try to just do everything they can to keep them alive and add an extra week or 2 weeks. And if they can't close, they can't close. And those are usually going to be the ones that have been under contract for 40 to 50 days. So we can inquire. There's nothing wrong with us calling an agent and say, congrats, I see it's under contract. Is it closing? They say no. Let's get in and look at the property, right? Hope this helps. Again, my name's Drew. I assume you know who I am since you've probably been on my website, but if not, reach out to me. Let me know how I can help. If you're really serious in this market, let me know. Or, even if you're just paying a lot of attention to the market, trying to figure it out, reach out to me. I am not a pressuring person, but there are certain niches that may have some opportunities that others don't. And I think this next 14 days has that mini gap window where, sometimes that's all you need. Reach out to me if I can help.